Blaise Rosser.
Cicci!
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Wearing pajamas.
Yeah, I know you're wearing pajama pants. There's no way you got dressed for work today.
Who was in the last Zoom meeting wearing Santa Claus pajama pants? Not I.
That was at 7:30 this morning. That's not midday.
So you've changed since then.
At least from here up.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you tell us about our guest?
All right. So today we are meeting with Melinda Malari-Swan with Precision Market Services.
Melinda.
Okay. I've known Melinda for a long time. Why don't you go ahead and bring her in?
All right.
Hey, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda.
All right. So Melinda is in our networking group. She's been with us for a very long time, like 10 years, something like that. It's been a long time. But my favorite story to tell about Melinda, and she knows I'm going to do it. The very first time she had to speak, she's so nervous. She's awesome at her business, but public speaking is not her thing. Even being on this call right now, she's nervous as all get out because we're on video.
And she's been in networking groups forever.
Oh, and she's great at presentations. But get this, the very first one she does, she's nervous about talking. So her brilliant idea is, I'm going to present using building blocks. So she has all these little building blocks that she's trying to stack up on the table and prove her point of her story. But at the same time, she's so nervous, her hand is shaking like this. And every time she puts a block on there, it knocks the whole tower over.
Like a Jenga game with her, huh?
Yeah, she's not very good at Jenga, I'm sure.
I am good at that.
I've seen her do the presentation probably 10 times since then, and it always works out. But that day she was so nervous. And that's one of the things that I love about these networking groups. It's not just about growing your business. It's about growing as an individual. It helps you to do presentations, speaking, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I stay in it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to segue while you're on that. If you have out there listening, are a business owner and want to be involved in a network group and grow your business, reach out to us for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We both have network groups. So
if you're just an individual and you don't own a business, but you have a need for something, you need a plumber, I know a good plumber, her husband's a plumber, so sometimes it's just all those little things that you don't know, and you'll put out on Facebook, I'm looking for somebody, but you're still taking kind of a crapshoot. With us, we meet with these people every single week. I've been meeting with Melinda for 10 years. So if I refer somebody over to her or she refers somebody over to me, we know that not only do we answer to that customer, but we also answer to that person next Wednesday that made the referral in the first place. So we always are trying to do the best job that we possibly can.
So reach out to us for that. Reach out to us if you want to come to one of our group meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Melinda, Precision Market Services. Basically, tell us a little bit about your business to start.
Wait, doesn't she look a little taller today?
She does. She does. I swear she's sitting on a phone book or something.
And I didn't. Who has phone books anymore? That was a real problem.
That's why we had to form networking groups, is because the phone books went away.
Hey, I just discovered there's a little lever here on my chair that can actually raise and lower me. So that's why I'm way up. Of course, my feet don't touch the ground. So
that's great. So Precision Market Services. Give us just a brief overview, an elevator speech of what it is that you do.
Sure. I have formed this company in 1991. And I've been working as a consultant. So right now where I have landed is I pretty much function as an outsourced marketing department. So I have full service agency capabilities, but some people already have a department. They just need a little bit of freshness and ideas to come in or fill in some of those areas where other people in their staff don't have experience. So it's pretty much a way for me to work with the resources that people have and fill in what they need or just take it all on. And that's how I work with most of my clients. They're busy, they're successful, they're doing what they do, and they don't want to think about this. They just want one person to be responsible, to answer to them and make sure everything is done. So that's where I find that I'm most successful working with small businesses.
So you can help them with something individual, or you may even outsource some things. Is that correct?
Depends on what it is. I try to do as much as I can. I don't carry a staff, so I add my creative people as needed. And then that way we're much more lean in the way that we can work with folks. Because sometimes if you have a staff that you're not using, you're still paying for that overhead. And there are certain models, and that's absolutely appropriate. But for the people that I work with, they're not looking for too much or too little. They just want what they need. And this enables me to scale services to their needs, as it comes and goes and grows. So I'm really careful in working with my clients to know how much business they need, because sometimes it's seasonal. And if they have a time where they're having to turn away business because they're already too busy, we pull back a little bit. And that's really important to me, that we're in touch with what they need and when they need it.
Right.
Have you build from scratch sometimes too, right? Like you'll build a website from scratch, or you'll just take their website and work with it?
Yes. So I do a lot of web development. I even start with folks at branding, because I think it's really important to have a visual identity, because not everybody likes to read. And so one thing that everyone can read is
Blaise can't read.
So he can look at a picture and he can recognize who that brand is by looking at the picture. So that's something that we feel is really, really important for people to do early on. And then work with what they have. But yes, I do a lot of web because I think it's so important. It is how people are found. We know that through search. They're not going to the phone book anymore. They're going to the internet. So.
Okay.
Awesome. So give us like a brief synopsis of the services that you do provide.
Sure. We do a little bit of everything. We do web development. We try to be as current with what is really working for the market right now, and we scale that. So, I don't have a one size fits all. I don't come into a relationship with somebody and go, here are all the things you need to do, blah, 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 blah. I like to take the time to know where they are in their business in terms of their growth cycle, what the resources are that they already have and that we can tap into, what their timeline is and what their goals are, and how fast they want to grow, or how flexible that they need to be. So based on all of those things, we'll recommend whether we need to do a combination of print or the internet or social media. Trade shows is another thing, and all the things going up and including that. So we try to cover everything.
You even handle trade shows for them, getting that set up for them?
Yes, so we've worked with folks to get their actual trade show displays, and then try to market to the incoming visitors who are going to come to the trade show, and then do follow-up, because you spend a lot of money to go to a trade show, and if you're not doing the follow-up and everything to make sure people come to your booth, it's a lot of money to waste and not make the most of all the opportunity. So it is all the giveaways, and it's trying to tie everything in. And we're really, really careful about, consistency. So using pictures and using language in all the different channels ties it all together, right? Because when we're reaching out to people, you want to be recognizable. I used to be an actor, and so in your headshots, you wear something in particular. When you go into your interview or your what do you call it? Interview. You wear something so you're noticeable. Bright red hat, right? Like Blaise has that. If you get a callback, they tell you wear the same thing so people can remember you were the person that they identified with the red hat. It's the same thing in marketing. Use certain markers so people can recognize you and know that that's the same one I just saw over there. They go, I saw that billboard for you, or I saw your ad in the paper, or I saw you on Facebook. And eventually that collective recognition is what's going to build your brand.
Okay.
So what kind of businesses do you like to work with?
I have been very successful working with manufacturers and distributors. They're turning product constantly. That's what they do. They provide product. So we have found ways to use their website as a lead generator and have people trained now. This way, at any time of the day or night, people can ask for services. They don't have to call during business hours. They don't have to look and see, are you in the same time zone as I am? And can I call you for information there? So we really do try to use the tools, especially with analytics on your website, as a marketing tool for you, which gives you a lot of information about how people are finding you and what they're interested in. So with our clients that need to have high volume, that's been a real great thing. And we've been able to put all of the pieces, like I said, social media and the internet to help them grow their business. They're very specific. It's business to business. In fact, one of my oldest clients was spending, before I met them, they were spending tens of thousands of dollars in trade print because that's what everybody did. Sure. But eventually, I really pressed them on where you're getting most of your leads. It was all online. So we moved all of our assets to focus on getting, SEO and internet ads and those kinds of things. And they're spending half of what they did. And they have grown probably 50% since I started working with them. And that's not just me, but that's because they were willing to do something different, right? And grow and try something. Just because everybody else was doing it, they decided to do something else. And it's paid off for them.
No, it's fantastic.
It is. It's exciting. I love seeing that growth.
How did you get into this from being an actor?
I was doing this before I was an actor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a degree in advertising. And I was working in large agencies, and it just wasn't for me. I work best when I work directly with the customers. So I like to work with the decision makers. But, along the way, this is early on, there are other things that you wanted to do. So having grown up in Texas, there weren't a lot of people who looked like me, right? And so I was always exotic looking, and I would have people just walk up to me on the street and say, would you like to be in an ad? I go, oh, okay. And so I was getting a lot of work and a lot of money just for not even trying. So eventually I thought, well, you know what, I'll give this a try. And if I'm not a movie star in 5 years, then I'll go back to what I'm doing. So I wasn't a movie star in 5 years, but I did a lot of stuff. I went out to New York. I went out to Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
I did some film and I did some things like that. It was fun and stage. And you would think I'd be over my stage fright.
Right.
Not even close. Frank, has anybody ever walked up to you on the street and asked you to be in an ad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Horrible. I don't know. All right. Any other questions?
I think that's about it. I mean, we wanted to get a good idea of what it is that you do, and we appreciate you joining us today and working through your stage fright. But you don't have that stage fright when you're working with clients. I know, because I've been one of them in the past. You do an excellent job, and I appreciate everything that you do. And again, thank you for joining us today.
Hey, guys, thanks for asking.
Absolutely.
Bye. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.